World War II was not the first time countries had used propaganda films, but it is a good example of how different cultures and countries use cinema for different purposes. There were many examples of different types of propaganda films made during World War II, but some of these methods include vilifying the enemy. The aim of these films was to make the enemy seem like the bad guys, so that soldiers would feel less guilty if they hurt or killed them. These films might focus on how different the culture of the enemy was. Sometimes they would look at the terrible things the enemy had done during the war or throughout their history, making them seem like a very serious threat. Ridiculing the enemy. By making fun of the enemy, it made them look less scary. If something looks silly, it is much less threatening. They might also make the enemy look weak, stupid, or have very old or cheap equipment. This type of propaganda was often used by animated films. Celebrating the troops. Many films would celebrate the bravery of the troops fighting for their country. This had two positive effects. Firstly, it made the public feel safer and happier, as they thought they were being protected by the best soldiers. Secondly, it encouraged people to join the army, air force, or navy, as it seemed like the honourable thing to do. This meant the size of the country's armed forces would increase, making them stronger. Motivating the public. Many people had lost their homes, possessions, family members, and friends because of the war. Movies had the power to help people feel happier, safe, and hopeful for the future. So many films during this time were very motivational and inspirational. They showed that even though times were tough, there was hope for a better future. These are just some examples of how propaganda films were used during World War II. Can you think of any other examples?